Howdy, everybody. This is Northern Life. Welcome in, and thanks for joining us. We got Ryan Half over here.
Hello.
I am Hunter. Excited for another week here on this Monday. Again, without Briggs for about a week. Is it the whole week that she's gone?
Yeah, I don't know. I said how long. She said about a week. She told us the dates, but my memory is not the world's greatest.
A lot of times we don't pay attention. We should probably pay attention more. Yeah, it's going to be a fun week. Maybe filled with a couple guests here and there, but for the meantime, you get to deal with us for a little bit here.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Yeah, we apologize right now. The clicker's right there. We wouldn't blame you, but just kidding. Stick around, please.
We got stuff going on.
We do, yeah. Speaking of stuff going on, coming up on today's show, Ryan and I are making floral arrangements at Engwall Flowers in Duluth. We're learning about different kinds of flowers and how to make the prettiest of bouquets. We learned a lot about what kinds of flowers there were, so excited to see how that went.
And we have a lot of learning to do in the future, too, when it comes to flowers. But
Yes.
After that, there are companies popping up around the country that are offering a unique service. We meet one woman who's making money working as a second mom for college kids.
Well, I could have used that. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Use that too. Well, it's been a weird winter for the Midwest. And when I say the Midwest, we have to talk about what states that even includes when I talk about that term. So a new article from the Dakota Scout is highlighting a recent poll that asked South Dakota residents if they do indeed live in the Midwest. The Emerson poll found Iowa, Minnesota, Missouri, Illinois, North Dakota, Wisconsin, and Nebraska had the most people saying they were from the Midwest. South Dakota ended up with the 7th highest Midwest response percentage. And then the states with the least amount of Midwest confidence, as one would say, includes Michigan, Ohio, Oklahoma, and Wyoming.
Well, I've always considered both North and South Dakota to be in the Midwest.
Yeah, I don't know why Michigan doesn't think they're in the Midwest. Do they think they're on the East Coast? Because they're certainly not on the East Coast. One thing I don't really necessarily know is that Ohio really wants to be in the Midwest. I've heard about that like in the recent months, that Ohio is definitely part of the Midwest. When I think of Ohio, I think more on the East Coast, like heading over towards Pennsylvania.
Yeah, exactly. And that I can see Michigan also because there's a portion of Michigan that is howdy y'all, in Eastern time zone, aren't they? Isn't there a portion of Michigan that is in the Eastern time zone?
I think you might be correct.
I think there is, but Ohio, just be cool about it, you know? If you're over eager, we don't want to let you in, you know? You got to be kind of cool, laid back. We'll let you in.
The other thing too is like the Great Plains start somewhere. I don't know if the Great Plains start to our south or if the southwest.
Yeah.
But a lot of South Dakota, you know, it's a lot of like that plain-looking land, kind of by when you get towards like Wyoming and further south to Kansas and whatnot.
Oh my gosh, can we talk about how North Dakota has nothing though?
North Dakota's a nice state.
It is.
I drove through North Dakota last summer for a road trip, and it takes a long time to drive through North Dakota for how long it is.
Now, aren't there? I've heard rumors that I haven't been to North Dakota in a long time. I love Fargo. That's a great city.
Yeah.
But aren't there roads that you can go like 80 plus miles per hour on?
Yeah.
Because there's just nothing. It's just flat.
Car starts shaking a little bit.
Yeah, right.
The western part of North Dakota is actually really beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of like rocky and not mountainous, but it's got some like hills and rolling hills and whatnot.
Okay. Maybe I should give North Dakota another shot.
Give it another chance. Well, so Hunter and I the other day came across a job title we have never heard before, and we had to share it with you all. There are folks out there with a title making money called vibe managers. And for those who don't know, the word vibe means a distinctive feeling or quality capable of being sensed. So a vibe manager is someone who's responsible for creating a sense of community at their workplace and creating types of activities that bring people together. According to one article, the need to focus on the vibe in the workplace is evidence that millennials want more of a social experience at work with coworkers rather than what their parents and grandparents had back in the day.
It would be interesting to spend a day like in a parent's or grandparent's life back in the day and see just how the workplace was back then. I'm sure it was very different than what we are experiencing.
The vibes were off, probably.
They probably didn't say the word vibe back then, I don't think. Not to me, it's a little bit of a phony baloney job, but I mean, I don't know.
I think for us at the station, I feel like you're a good vibe coordinator in a way. Like you provide the vibes. Also, they're also called, what's it called? Personality hires. Essentially, sometimes I feel like I'm a personality hire because like I might not be like the smartest book-wise, but I believe my personality provides something to the workplace in total.
Ryan, you've got a whole package deal. You've got the smarts. You got the looks. Look at that. He's a stud right there.
Stop. And then say more.
And the personality. You're good at your job.
Thank you. I'll ask Ben and thank you.
Look at that.
I'll ask Ben and Todd upstairs if I can have a vibe manager on the side. Vibe manager for Northern Life, maybe. Well, hey, according to NPR, Valentine's Day isn't just a busy one for Cupid, it's also a hectic time for private investigators. So a private investigator in Bakersfield, California says Valentine's Day is busiest for him because last year he received more than 20 calls around the holiday requesting an investigation into a spouse for cheating.
Whoa.
And so that PI went on to say more women call him to investigate if their spouse is cheating, while men will reach out for financial reasons.
Financial? What does that mean?
I probably like misuse of money, or like if someone's reading their statements, credit card statements, and wondering what all that's about.
That makes sense.
Seeing where that money is being spent. But here's the thing. Maybe just talk to one another. I don't know.
If it's at that point where you're hiring private investigators, it might be time to re-examine the relationship.
I'm not a relationship expert, but you could definitely spend that money more wisely than a private investigator, or I don't know, maybe follow them yourself. I'm not sure. Not sure, but glad, I guess, business is going well for those PIs. And despite what they might say, a new Gallup poll found married people tend to be far happier than those who aren't married. So researchers polled more than 2.5 million Americans, asking them to rate their current life and what they anticipated their happiness level would be in 5 years. Data showed married people consistently reported higher happiness levels than their unmarried counterparts. However, researchers did admit those in unhappy marriage fared worse than those who were single.
Wow, I don't know if you can speak for your parents. Do they seem to be? I don't know what that is.
I can speak for myself. I'm single, and I'm glad for my married friends out there. But I think this life is meant to be spent with someone. So hopefully find somebody these Valentine's Day for yourself out there.
We'll get there, man.
Well, hey, if you need Valentine's Day flowers, we got you covered next here on Northern Life.
Well, what is Valentine's Day without flowers? If you still need to get out and buy some flowers, perhaps, Engwall Flowers has been proudly serving the Duluth Superior area since back in 1876.
That's quite the date right there. The two of us actually got to join Allison and their team at their store, and we worked hard to try to make the prettiest floral arrangements possible.
Roses, I think?
That's
Lip slipper.
I don't think so.
What do you think?
Is that tulip? Not tulip. That's not tulip.
Tulip's over there.
Tulip.
That's a tulip. That's a tulip.
Same color.
Okay.
You guys want to see the cooler before we start?
Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh, it's even goes
Yeah,
that
it's
way.
huge.
What the?
Oh my God.
So we have lots of options.
So here's a stupid question. Why do they have to be cool?
They last longer if we keep them cold.
Really?
Gotcha.
Interesting.
So we usually start with the base layer, which will be the greens, if you guys want to do it. So you kind of want to measure it so that the stem will be down here. So then we'll cut it there. Okay. So we're going to measure them so that there's like 3 or 4 of them like this to kind of create the base.
What goes into designing a set of flowers? Like the occasion, obviously.
Colors are a big thing. I like getting lots of textures, so that's why I like doing different kinds of greens.
Cool. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. This one, however.
This one, yeah.
Oh, come on. I mean,
So you want it to face you this way,
face. Oh.
like that.
Gotcha. Oh, so I'll get it on all four
Yeah,
square.
yeah.
Four
Yeah, you want it even, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And then we'll take some of the eucalyptus. So if you want to break these up, I like to break these up like this. So then you can stick that whole thing in.
Maybe I'll supply you something.
Yeah, cut me up.
If you have any of the greenery, like the leaves that are in the water, it
Looks kind of.
looks kind of bad and it doesn't last very long.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we like to clean that off.
So just take the bottom leaves off.
And you can just take it with your hand and
Oh, whoa!
that's kind of fun.
I might have packed mine a little too.
You think so?
Packed mine a little too full.
Let's add flowers. Do you want to grab the vase of lilies for me?
This one.
Pink.
No, this one.
That's a nice face.
That's a beautiful vase.
Oh.
So you gotta measure it wherever you wanna have it land. I really like doing like weddings and funerals. It's fun to be able to be part of people's like big parts of their lives like that. Mm-hmm. It's a cool way to be involved.
It's got to
And then do you wanna grab the green hydrangeas?
That is right.
Green.
That?
Yep.
hydrangea.
The only green one.
Wait.
And then these, we don't want to have any of these leaves in the water, so we're going to rip those off too.
What would you pick for a funeral or something like that?
We do all different things. So like this weekend I'm making one, it's more woodsy. So we have like birch bark pieces that we'll put in and like bright blue delphinium. And we have a lot of them that want pink and purples and stuff too. But so we can kind of do all the colors.
Yeah.
What's the name on those?
These are like, we call them like daisy palms, chrysanthemums. But these are kind of fun because you can break them up because they have long stems on them. So these will break off.
But like obviously you probably want like pinks and reds and yellows and stuff for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so if you come back in our cooler around Valentine's Day, it's all pink and red. Not all, we have a little of other colors.
Find your way in there.
Come on in, buddy.
Do you want to grab the tulips for me?
Wow. Cute. Oh no, I broke it! Wait, it's fine.
Ever good?
Yeah, you look nice.
Wow. And it matches your shirt.
Yeah, this is perfect. I feel like these leaves should be used for something. Like, I don't know.
They feel like
husks.
They do feel like husks.
A little bit.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Do you leave it purple? Now, obviously, when you're doing this just as work, you're probably very fast at all this, right? Maybe?
Yeah, faster than
what we're doing.
I got a bunch of leaves in the water down here. At least my family of flowers are having a good time.
Wow. I feel like I'm in a Roman Empire. That's so cool.
It's called pennycress. So these are just little, I like to put them in just at the end for a little bit of accent.
Cool.
How long will this typically last if you keep watering it? And
so you'll want to change the water probably every couple days.
Can it last for a long time?
If you switch the water out, it'll last probably a couple weeks.
Really? That's beautiful. It really is. That's so cool.
You're beautiful, Hunter.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan.
Based on appearances, would either of these pass being sent off to a customer?
The pause.
Well,
That's a long pause.
they're good. You did them on your own. That's fun. They're close.
Which
You would just change a few things.
I mean, they ended up pretty nice, but yeah, they didn't pass the out the door test, sadly.
She was proud of us, though, it seemed like. That was very good. I will say that I still have the bouquet. I gave it to my mom. It was 2 weeks ago, and they're still alive and well, still doing very well.
Good. I mean, what an absolute fun time. I mean, when we watch that back, we go, how does anybody deal with us? So the fact that Allison caught our vibe, and right?
You're right.
From earlier in the show.
Yes.
And, we had a wonderful time with Allison. It was super fun. And if you ever go to Engwall, you gotta go walk in the cooler.
That was the coolest
I keep
part.
telling everybody, the cooler is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Just every kind of flower you can imagine all over this
Customers are allowed inside.
Yep.
So big thanks to Allison and the Engwall team. We'll have their info on our social media. Hey, coming up next, we're going to introduce you to a fourth grader that can't stop running. Welcome back, everybody. So if you're a parent with a kid in college out there, it's hard to keep in touch with them sometimes. They might be studying.
Sure. Yeah,
other things.
That's what they're doing.
So to help, companies are offering a service where they'll essentially be a second mom to your kids. So down in Missouri, Mindy Horowitz here is a mom of 3, and she goes to the college campus on a regular basis to help other people's kids. And so her membership-based service launched back in 2019. It ranges from $49 for a monthly package to $450 for a full year and takes care of the things a mom would do with things like buying treats or bringing care packages to those kids.
Well, that's kind of a sweet thing to offer, especially for those colleges when you're really far away from any family or anything like that.
Yeah.
Nice to have somebody that is going to take care of you.
I think it definitely has to be, I watched the rest of that story, and so we only just provided the video there, but she seems like a wonderful person. So I think it's going to definitely depend on, you have to meet that person and understand their personality first before you send them off to your kid.
Right? Yeah.
And the kid's like, Mom, why would you send send this person to come help me. I have no idea who this is.
This person's so mean to me. Yeah, what are you doing, Mom and Dad?
But I think it could provide a little special spark, yeah, especially if maybe that person reminds you of your own mother. Yeah,
Aww.
yeah, provide a little gift and such.
All in all, I can see that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like
but
that.
I still think, because then I did some more digging on previous articles with other companies, and there are some that you can hire people to be the second mom, and they'll go make that child's bed on
What?
most days. So I think some activities might be a little, might go a little overboard in terms of motherly coverage.
Can you imagine you're in your college dorm with your buddy and just you got this random woman that walks in and starts making your bed for you? Like, what is going on
It
here?
would be nice. So, I mean, if the parents are buying, I mean, I'm sure those kids probably aren't saying no. But I wanted to share quite that story down there in Missouri. Hey, in Wisconsin, a fourth grader started the school year with a goal of running 200 miles. Not only did he do that, he exceeded it by a ton. Noah Anderson likes to run in Cadott, Wisconsin. And thanks to a program that ignites the passion at his school, Anderson ran 180 miles last year, and he decided that number wasn't enough. So he decided to set a new goal of 200 miles and ended up hitting over 210 miles just this week. So it looks like for the remainder of the school year, he's going to have to set a new goal for himself.
Wow, by the end of it, he could run like over 1,000 miles if he really wanted to.
He's moving. He's doing some stuff. In fourth grade, too, I got to remember what I was doing in fourth grade. We were talking about, that's past, addition and subtraction.
Barely. Yeah.
But fourth grade is young.
That is very young to want to run or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't exercise much when I was little, but I did, like the mile run that you had to do.
Like a fun run or something?
Yeah, the gym class. You'd have to do that for the fitness test or whatever, and I did not throw up, so that was good news.
That's step one.
Yeah, made it all the way through.
Those are always tough, too, when you have to run during the day, and then, sometimes you have to wear your school outfit while you're running during the activity.
And then you, go back to math or something like that.
And then you're all sweaty.
Yes.
Yeah. But, hey, good on Noah there. Hey, now to a heartwarming story in Michigan. One man was looking to do a good deed to honor a friend who recently passed away. So he went to a cafe in Benton Harbor, Michigan, and left his staff a $10,000 tip.
Jeez.
The anonymous man stopped by the Mason Jar Cafe after a memorial service for a friend who recently died. He had a standard breakfast and decided to honor his friend by leaving that $10,000 tip to his server, who then shared it amongst her coworkers.
Wow, we've heard about, big tips before. I think that's the biggest one that I've ever heard of before.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, what a way to remember a friend.
Yes.
I'm sure maybe they had coffee there or breakfast there at
That
times.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Sentimental
What a
value.
Lovely gesture. Hey, we'll be right back talking about what's coming up tomorrow.
Welcome back, folks. Coming up tomorrow right here on Northern Life, I take Briggs and Ryan over to Adventure Zone, but not to go on the rock climbing again. Instead, we did a free-for-all game of laser tag. You have to see which one wins when you join us as we go into tomorrow. So
Speaking of running around and sweating, I was out of breath at the end of that thing. It was fun.
It was insane. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
A really good time. Well, hey, before we go, too, we got to talk about a different blindfold, too. We want to thank the Richard I. Bong Veterans Historical Center, because back on Thursday, we got to go play their escape room with our executive producer, Ben, and it was certainly a wonderful time. I know they had that thing set up for that weekend, and so that'll be a future blindfold that I believe we are planning to air next Tuesday.
Boy, that was a lot of fun, a lot of thinking that had to be done. That was like running for miles, but in your brain. It
was like being back in school, critical thinking and all those different things.
Well, we've covered like almost every kind of school subject over the past couple of weeks with our blindfolds.
Let's just say tomorrow's show will be a good vibe, talking about the laser tag.
There we go.
And the vibes maybe weren't so high as we struggled to get through that escape room, but it was a lot of fun. So we're excited for you all to eventually see that. But we wanted to thank this Historical Center again. Hey, thanks for joining us as we start this week, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern